Something just happened that has completely shaken the entire Love Hip Hop Atlanta universe, and this time, it's not just drama. It's personal on a level nobody was ready for. Because what started as tension turned into an accusation so explosive, so unexpected, that even the people in the room looked like they couldn't believe what they just heard. We're talking about Rasheeda, calm, calculated, usually 2 steps ahead, completely snapping and saying something that instantly froze the entire conversation. No music. No chatter. Just silence. And then chaos. Because the moment those words left her mouth, everything changed. Karlie Red didn't just look shocked. She looked blindsided. Like something had just been dragged into the light that was never supposed to be spoken about, especially not in public, and definitely not on camera. Within seconds, phones were out. Voices were raised. And the energy. Uncontrollable. Because this wasn't just shade. This wasn't just gossip. This was a deeply personal accusation that hit way below the surface, and now the entire internet is trying to piece together what really happened behind the scenes that led to that moment. But here's where it gets even more intense. According to insiders, this confrontation didn't come out of nowhere. There were whispers. Private conversations. Tension building quietly long before cameras ever caught it. And now, leaked messages are starting to surface. Voice notes. Screenshots. Things that suggest this situation is way more complicated and way more explosive than anyone originally thought. Because if what people are hinting at is true, that one accusation might just be the tip of something much bigger. The tension didn't just appear out of nowhere. It had been building, quietly, dangerously, long before anyone realized how serious it was about to get. Because according to multiple insiders, the energy between Rasheeda and Karlie had been off for days. Not loud. Not obvious. But subtle enough that people in their circle started noticing. Short responses. Avoided eye contact. Conversations that felt unfinished. And then came the event. What was supposed to be a simple gathering turned into the exact moment everything exploded. At first, it looked normal. Laughter. Small talk. Cameras rolling like any other day. But then Karlie said something. Nobody knows exactly what the full sentence was, because the clip that leaked starts right after, but whatever she said, it hit a nerve. A deep one. Because Rasheeda's entire demeanor changed instantly. Her body stiffened. Her expression tightened. And then, without warning, she fired back. Not calmly. Not carefully. But directly. You really want to talk about choices? Rasheeda snapped, her voice cutting through the room like a blade. The energy shifted immediately. People stopped talking. Heads turned. Because that tone. That wasn't casual. That was personal. And Karlie knew it. You need to watch how you coming at me. Karlie responded quickly, clearly caught off guard, but trying to hold her ground. But Rasheeda didn't pull back. If anything, she leaned in. Closer. More intense. No, she said. You need to stop acting like your hands clean. Gasps. Real ones. Because now. This wasn't just tension. This was exposure. And then it happened. The moment that changed everything. Rasheeda said it. Clear enough for everyone to hear. Sharp enough to leave no room for confusion. You out here judging people when you made that decision yourself. The room froze. Because everyone understood exactly what she was implying. And Karlie's reaction. Immediate. What are you talking about? She fired back, but her voice didn't carry the same confidence as before. Because deep down, it hit. And everyone could see it. But Rasheeda didn't stop. She doubled down. "You know exactly what I'm talking about," she said. "Don't make me say it." That line sent shockwaves through the room. Because now it wasn't just about what was said. It was about what was about to be said. And the fact that Rasheeda was willing to go there. That changed everything. Karlie stepped forward, her voice rising. "Say it then," she challenged. "If you got something to say, say it." And that's when everything spiraled. Because Rasheeda did. Not loudly. Not screaming. But clearly enough. Enough for cameras to catch it. Enough for microphones to pick it up. Enough for the internet to lose control hours later. The reaction. Immediate chaos. People stepping in. Voices overlapping. "Yo, chill. Not here. Turn the cameras off." But it was too late. Because once something like that is said, you can't take it back. And Karlie. She didn't just get angry. She looked shaken. Like something had just been exposed that she wasn't ready to deal with publicly. "You crossed a line," she said, her voice lower now, but heavier. But Rasheeda wasn't backing down. "You crossed it first," she shot back. "Crossed it how?" That question started spreading instantly. Because now people wanted context. What led to this? What pushed Rasheeda to go that far? And then, as if things weren't already out of control, a clip surfaced from earlier that same day. Before the confrontation. Before the explosion. Karlie talking to someone off to the side. Laughing at first. Then serious. "You think she really don't know?" Karlie asked quietly. The other voice responded, but it was too low to hear clearly. Then Karlie again. "She better not act surprised when it comes out." The internet froze. Because now, it sounded like Karlie knew something. Something that was about to be exposed. And if that was true, then Rasheeda's reaction. It wasn't random. It was triggered. But triggered by what? That answer came fast. Because just minutes after the main confrontation clip started trending, a screenshot dropped. A text conversation. Allegedly between Karlie and an unknown contact. Karlie, "She's going to flip if this gets out." Unknown, "Then why bring it up?" Karlie, "Because she been acting like she perfect." The internet erupted. Because now it looked like Karlie had been talking about Rasheeda behind her back. Setting something up. Or at least, poking at something sensitive. And if Rasheeda found out, that would explain everything. But just when it felt like the story was starting to make sense, another twist hit. Because someone zoomed in on the original confrontation video, enhanced the audio, and caught something that changed everything. Right before Rasheeda made that accusation, Karlie said something under her breath. Something most people missed the first time. "You ain't innocent either, especially not with that situation." That situation. The internet lost it again. Because now it wasn't one-sided. Now it sounded like both of them were holding secrets. Both of them had something to hide. And that meant, this wasn't just an argument. This was mutual exposure. Dangerous, personal exposure. And just when people thought they had seen the worst of it, a new notification hit. A voice note. Allegedly recorded minutes after the confrontation. Karlie's voice. Angry. Shaking. "You really think I'm gonna stay quiet after that?" she said. "If I start talking, it's over for everybody." Everybody. That word echoed louder than anything else. Because now, This wasn't just between two people. There were others involved. Others who could be affected. Others who might not want their names anywhere near this situation. And if Karlie was serious about speaking, then what comes next could be even worse. The moment that voice note hit the internet, everything escalated from shocking to completely uncontrollable. Because Karlie didn't just sound angry. She sounded done. Done protecting. Done holding back. Done staying quiet. And those words, "It's over for everybody," they didn't sound like a threat. They sounded like a promise. The internet went into overdrive instantly. Clips were being reposted faster than anyone could keep up. People were breaking down every second of the confrontation, every word, every facial expression, trying to figure out what exactly both sides were hiding. Because now, it wasn't just about one accusation anymore. It was about multiple secrets. Led. Connected. Dangerous. And then, just when it felt like things couldn't get more intense, Rasheeda posted. Not a long statement. Not an explanation. Just one sentence. "Don't push me to say more than I already have." That line hit like a warning shot. Because it confirmed one thing, she wasn't finished. But she was holding back. For now. And the timing. Perfect. Because it came right as another leak dropped. A private group chat screenshot. 3 participants. Names partially blurred, but fans were quick to speculate. One of them, believed to be Karlie. Another, someone connected to production. And the third, unknown. The messages, explosive. "You'll better fix this before it goes too far. It's already too far. She not gonna stop. Then neither am I." The internet lost control. Because now, this wasn't just personal. This was being discussed behind the scenes. Managed. Or at least, attempted to be managed. But clearly, that control was slipping. Fast. And just when fans thought they had seen enough, a second voice note surfaced. This time, Rasheeda. Clear. Focused. But emotional underneath. "I didn't want to go there," she said. "But people keep acting like I don't know what's been said behind my back." Behind her back. That phrase connected directly to the earlier screenshots. Because now it sounded like Rasheeda had found out about conversations she wasn't supposed to see. Conversations that might have triggered everything. But the real shock came next. Because in that same voice note, she added one line that flipped everything again. "And if she wants to keep playing, I'll bring up everything, not just that." Not just that. The internet froze. Because now it was confirmed, there was more. More than the accusation. More than the confrontation. More than what had already leaked. And suddenly, the question wasn't what happened. It was, how much haven't we heard yet? Meanwhile, Karlie wasn't staying quiet either. She went live again. But this time, no smirk. No calm energy. This was different. Her eyes looked tired. Frustrated. And the second she started talking, you could feel it. "I kept it respectful," she said. "Even when I had reasons not to." Kept what respectful? That question flooded the comments instantly. Because now it sounded like she had been holding something back too. Something she chose not to expose. Until now. "You don't get to throw something that personal out there and act like you're the victim," she continued, her voice rising. "Not when you know the full story." Full story. That phrase hit hard. Because it suggested context. Details the public didn't know. Details that could change how everything looked. But then, she said something that made the entire situation even more complicated. "You acting like I did something to you," Karlie said. "But you the one who started talking first." Started talking first. Now the timeline shifted again. Because earlier leaks suggested Karlie had been discussing things behind the scenes. But now she was claiming Rasheeda made the first move. And if that was true, then what really triggered the confrontation? Who actually crossed the line first? But before she could go deeper, the live froze. Glitched. And then, cut. Again. The second time a live had been interrupted in the middle of this situation. And just like before, people noticed something. A notification. A message that popped up briefly on her screen. Someone caught it. Zoomed in. Posted it. And within seconds, it was everywhere. Because the contact name wasn't random. It wasn't a friend. It wasn't a fan. It was saved as producer call ASAP. The internet exploded. Because now production was involved. Actively. Urgently. Trying to step in. Trying to control something that was clearly spiraling out of their hands. And if producers were calling in the middle of all this, that meant one thing: this situation wasn't just messy. It was dangerous. For everyone involved. But just when it felt like things couldn't get any more chaotic, a final leak dropped. A short clip. No faces visible. Just voices. Two people. Arguing. One voice believed to be Rasheeda. The other, possibly Karlie. "You should have never brought that up," one voice said. "You should have never lied about it," the other shot back. Lied about what? The clip cut. Abrupt. Leaving more questions than answers. But one thing was clear: this situation is far from over. The moment that last clip cut off, it didn't calm anything down, it made everything worse. Because now the internet wasn't just reacting. It was hunting. Digging. Piecing together every leak, every word, every reaction like this was a full-blown investigation. And the deeper people looked, the messier it got. Because suddenly, older clips started resurfacing. Moments that once felt harmless, now looked loaded. One video in particular started going viral again. Rasheeda and Karlie sitting together weeks ago, laughing, joking, acting like everything was perfectly fine. But now, every smile looked forced. Every laugh sounded fake. Because in that same clip, if you listened closely, Karlie had said something that nobody paid attention to at the time. Some things just don't need to be brought up on camera. At the time, it felt like a throwaway comment. Now, it sounded like a warning. And that changed everything. Because it meant this tension had been there long before the confrontation. Long before the accusation. Long before any of this went public. Which means, this didn't explode overnight. This built up. Slowly. Quietly. Until it couldn't be contained anymore. Meanwhile, the internet was in complete chaos. Fans picking sides aggressively. Some defending Rasheeda, saying she reacted emotionally after being pushed too far. Others defending Karlie, saying there are lines you just don't cross, no matter what. And then there were the people asking the real question: what is the full story? Because at this point, it's clear nobody has told it completely. Not Rasheeda. Not Karlie. Not the leaks. Everyone has given pieces. But not the whole picture. And that's what's making this situation even more explosive. Because the unknown is always worse. And just when it felt like the situation might start cooling down, Rasheeda broke her silence again. This time, not emotional, not reactive, calculated, cold. A video posted without warning. She didn't smile, didn't greet anyone, just looked straight into the camera. "I said what I said," she began. The internet froze instantly. Because that tone, it meant she wasn't backing down. Not even a little. "You don't get to play victim when you've been talking behind my back for months," she continued. "Don't act surprised when things come out." Months. Again that timeline. Reinforcing everything Karlie had hinted at earlier. That this wasn't new. That this had history. But then, she dropped a line that hit harder than anything else she'd said so far. "And if people want the full truth, I got more than enough to clear everything up." The comments exploded. "Drop it. Show the receipts. What else is there?" Because now, she wasn't just defending herself. She was teasing more exposure. More secrets. More information that could completely flip the narrative. But before she could go any further, the video cut. No explanation. Just ended. And that made people even more suspicious. Because now it felt like something, or someone, was stopping these moments from going too far. But then, Karlie responded. And this time, she didn't go live. She didn't rant. She posted something simple. A screenshot. A message. From an unknown contact. Time-stamped. And the text. Chilling. "You better hope she never says everything." That was it. No caption. No explanation. But it hit like a bomb. Because it confirmed what everyone was starting to believe: there is more. Way more. And both sides know it. But neither one is fully saying it. Yet. And just when it felt like the situation had reached its peak, one final detail surfaced. A new recording. Unreleased. But confirmed by multiple insiders. A conversation. Longer than any clip we've heard so far. Allegedly connecting every piece of this story. The accusation. The tension. The messages. Everything. And according to those who have heard it, if that recording drops, it won't just damage one person. It will expose everyone involved. Completely. Which means, what have we seen so far? Is only the surface. And the deeper this goes, the more dangerous it becomes. If you think this is the end, you're already behind. Because what's coming next could flip everything you believe about this situation. Hit like right now, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe, because when that final recording drops, nothing will be the same. If you've made it this far, then you already feel it. This situation is far from over. What you just watched isn't the full story, it's just the surface. And if even half of what's being hinted at actually comes out, everything you think you know right now could flip overnight. So don't scroll. Don't click away. Because the next update could drop at any moment, and when it does, you're either ahead of everyone, or completely lost trying to catch up. Hit that like button right now, because the more this video spreads, the harder it becomes for the truth to stay hidden. And trust me, there are people who would rather this entire situation disappear before the real details hit the public. Go straight to the comments and speak your mind. Who crossed the line first? Who's telling the truth? And what do you think is still being hidden? Break it all down, share your theories, and don't hold back, because this comment section is turning into a full investigation. And if you're not subscribed yet, this is your warning. Because the next leak, the next receipt, the next recording, it could drop without notice. And when it does, if you're not here, you're already behind everyone else trying to figure out what just happened. Turn on notifications so you never miss a single update. Stay locked in. This isn't over. Not even close.